The goal still stayed the same. He had to go back to home turf. This monster-infested city was starting to get on more than just one nerve. After trotting down various streets and finding his way through town, he found an old friend of his on a roof, Sophie, with whom he sat down. They had a long and intricate talk about stuff, and after a while she decided that she had enough. She threw herself off the roof to her demise. He couldn't save her. Not that he tries. After this went down, a corpse on a chair floated up to the roof. The only thing good about this is that it isn't bulletproof. Simon shot it down after a short brawl and then checked up on Sophie to see if she survived the fall. Of course, she was dead as could be. On her was a card functioning as key. Long story short, he took it and went. He didn't want to dwell on this event. Some more buildings and roads down the line. He came to a subway that needs unlocking. Oh, fine. The task was to gather a fuse, and it's not like there was a way to refuse. So off he went to the nearest place with electrical power. He was prepared to go down a dungeon or even climb up a tower, but no such thing occurred. He found one in a school. But alas, no progress without monsters. That is the rule. After undoing all the screws and taking out the fuse, monsters closed in on his position. By now this has been established as tradition. The place went dark and monsters ran amok. And the front door is closed. Looks like Simon is now stuck. He was looking around for another way to flee, and looks like the gods have heard his plea. The fire exit key was found in a classroom, and as one could easily assume, after some firefights he managed to get out and hauled ass towards the subway station without dithering about. Once he got to the station, he took the fuse out of his pocket and placed it into the appropriate socket. Once he was inside the station, he made his way through the various tunnels without delay. After a bunch of dark passages and ventilation ducts had been breached, he arrived at Hanson Square Station. His destination was reached. He even ran into the doctor, but per usual he ran, after he took out a gun and shot some random man. And once again, the path to him is blocked by a door. And once again, Simon had to get fuses, so he got some more. This task led him to all sorts of funky places, one of them being the apartments, and once again his heart races. The place didn't get any nicer since the last time. Simon entered a new room with a hole and a ladder to climb. He descended into the corridor below. The tunnel was long and his fear started to grow. At the end he entered the door. For what he then saw there is no word. The scene was just too unreal, it was all just too absurd. When he got away he found himself back in the original room. The hole was replaced with a fuse. Was it all a nightmare? He had to assume. As he got out of the apartment, Simon had to check in the first subway station to find the first fuse he got, and then returned both of them to their new destination. He finally could continue chasing the doctor in the mask. This is starting to seem like a completely pointless task.